Please now stand for the academic procession. In 1966, a student named Sheila Tompkinson started her studies here at Leeds Trinity. She has composed a prayer especially for these graduations. So, let us pray. We thank God for all the staff and students of Leeds Trinity University. A journey in time, a journey in learning and achievement, a journey of change. We pray that all here today continue to flourish through faith and trust in the Holy Trinity during this journey of hope in an ever-changing world. Amen.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, graduates, guests and staff, I now declare the ceremony open. I invite the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Margaret House, to give her welcome address.
High Sheriff of West Yorkshire, Chancellor, Chair of the Board of Governors, distinguished guests, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, and especially you, our graduates. Welcome to this 2016 graduation ceremony, which is celebrating the success of our Institute of Childhood and Education. More importantly, it's my pleasure and honour to welcome you all here today to celebrate your individual achievements in graduating from Leeds Trinity University and beginning, for some of you, your teaching career. This is a day of joy and celebration following years of hard work and dedication. It's a day that everyone here at Leeds Trinity looks forward to with enormous pride and satisfaction, but also some sadness as you're leaving us. This ceremony officially marks the formal completion of your studies and the beginning of fresh challenges as most of you start your professional teaching careers. But your future would not be secure without our distinguished past, and I'm delighted to announce that this year we will be celebrating our 50th anniversary. Leeds Trinity opened its doors in September 1966 as two Catholic teacher training colleges, All Saints and Trinity, with 2 principals, 24 staff, and an initial cohort of just over 300 students on this 43-acre campus. Over the years, the colleges responded to an ever-changing political and educational landscape, adding more subjects and specialisms to become the Leeds Trinity University that you are graduating from today. But today is all about you, and I want to talk to you about 3 things. Firstly, your achievement. Secondly, your support. And thirdly, your future. So firstly, your personal achievement in becoming a graduate of Leeds Trinity University. What you have achieved should not be underestimated. You have worked hard to earn your place at university on your chosen educational professional programme, competing against many others for your position. Whilst gaining your place on your desired course was an achievement in itself, once you arrived at university, the hard work really began. Intellectually and mentally demanding, studying for a degree requires a great deal of hard work, perseverance, and dedication. It's also a major personal commitment and an investment in your future, perhaps one of the biggest that you'll ever make. It demonstrates the confidence and belief that you have in your own abilities and your motivation to be part of the teaching and education profession. And now you've done it. Today is your day to celebrate. You thoroughly deserve your success, and I hope that you feel as proud of yourselves as we do of each and every one of you. Today is also about welcoming you to the next phase of your relationship with Leeds Trinity. Leeds Trinity is your university and will be here for you whenever you need us, whenever your skills need refreshing, or when you're ready for the next academic challenge. You now join a global community of over 24,000 Leeds Trinity graduates. They, like you, are exceptional individuals working in all sorts of organisations around the world. Their influence is felt in business boardrooms. They hold positions of influence in journalism, broadcast and media. They educate us in schools, colleges and universities. They care for our health and welfare. They run social, sporting and voluntary organisations. They work with children, young people and families in a variety of settings. And they create and run successful businesses of their own. As an education graduate, your future is bright and your opportunities are limitless. Be both confident and ambitious in your decisions, whether you have your future already mapped out or whether you're pausing to decide what comes next. Secondly, today is about the people who've supported you throughout your education journey. Parents, carers, grandparents, aunts, uncles, children, husbands, wives, partners, teachers, friends. You've all been there for our graduates throughout their entire education journey, a journey which started long before Leeds Trinity University, and one which may continue for some with postgraduate studies or research. Your contribution to their achievement has been invaluable, and I would like to personally thank each and every one of you for the way in which you have been there for our graduates during their time with us. I'm delighted to see so many of you here with us, and I know there are more in the auditorium. You are all more than welcome, and thank you for coming. So graduates, your first task for the afternoon. I would like you to stand, to face your family and friends, and to join with me in showing our appreciation for all of the support that they have given you throughout your studies. Now, I have to say, I think if I was your family and friends, I'd like you to be a little more enthusiastic and thankful. Come on, show them how thankful you are. I'm also honoured to share the stage with another group of people here today who've played a significant role in your success. These are my colleagues, your lecturers and tutors, and teachers from our partner schools who've been with you throughout your education studies, through your journey, supporting you and providing you with knowledge, skills and inspiration. I'd also like to thank our professional and support staff, without whom the delivery of your degree courses or events like today simply would not be possible. I'm incredibly proud of the academic, professional and support staff at Leeds Trinity University and in our partner schools. They work hard to ensure your success, and again, it's fitting that we show our appreciation for their efforts. But this time I would like the staff to stand both on the stage and in the chapel, and please join with me in showing our appreciation. That was much better, so you learned so quickly. That was good. The years that you have spent with us have been a time of great change and achievement for Leeds Trinity. But throughout our history, Leeds Trinity has been committed to providing the highest standards of teaching and academic excellence for our students. Last year, 95% of our graduates were in work or further study 6 months after completing their course. Over 70% started in graduate-level jobs. Again this year, for the third year in a row, our graduates have achieved a record number of first or upper second class awards. Very well done. The university has been ranked 6th in the country by the Guardian League Table for value added, which is an achievement that reflects the academic and pastoral support given to our students to help them to achieve to their very best. And student satisfaction at Leeds Trinity once again exceeds the national average, according to the latest results from the National Student Survey. And we're particularly proud of this last accolade as it one that comes from our students and our graduates. I'd also like to take just a moment to recognise some of the achievements from across the university for this academic year. The International Olympic Committee has commissioned Dr. Paul Salisbury to undertake research into positive outcomes of unsuccessful Olympic Games bids in cities around the world. One of our senior lecturers in broadcast media, Glyn Middleton, produced a Channel 5 documentary series that was shortlisted for 2 Television Society Yorkshire Awards. He worked on the documentary Body Donors, a 2-part series which followed the lives and deaths of 2 terminally ill individuals. We're very excited this year to have launched a new research centre, the International Research Centre for Interactive Storytelling, which was co-founded by Leeds Trinity's Professor Graham Roberts and Dr. Stefano Ordirocco. One of our students, Joe Edge, received the Duke of York Young Entrepreneur of the Year Award as a special ceremony in April for his business enterprise, Edgy Arts. 2 startup businesses involving Leeds Trinity students made it to the final of the Grad Factor, a government-endorsed competition that showcases the best university student entrepreneurs and startups. Holly Rowley, MSc student in Health and Wellbeing, was a finalist in the Women in Business category, and Trinity Vision, Leeds Trinity's student-led media production company, was chosen as a finalist in the Best Social Enterprise category. In December, we celebrated the first graduation ceremony of Leeds Children's University, which is run here by Leeds Trinity. 63 pupils aged 7 to 14 took part in the ceremony, which began with the formal installation of England and Liverpool footballer James Milner as the first Leeds Children's University Chancellor. These are just some of the many successes of our students and staff from across the university, and we're incredibly proud of all of those. Finally, whilst we are rightly proud of past achievements, both yours and ours, today we look forward to your future. We fully acknowledge and recognise that you're graduating in a time of great change, particularly in the education sector. However, what has not changed is that as a Leeds Trinity graduate, you will have many opportunities open to you. Your degree has provided you with knowledge, professional experience, and highly sought-after graduate-level skills. The vocational focus of your education programme has given you the best possible opportunity to be ready for your careers in education. However, degrees aren't just about gaining academic skills and becoming employable. Throughout your time with us, you've become more independent, more rounded individuals, and hopefully made friends for life, and maybe even met your future partner. These life experiences are just as important as the academic merits of a degree, and I'm sure I speak for everyone here when I say it's been a pleasure to watch you develop and grow into inspiring individuals with bright futures ahead of you. Whilst we have developed and grown over the last 50 years, one thing remains constant: our complete commitment to developing highly employable graduates who are able to make a significant and lasting contribution to society. It is why this university exists, and it is why we are so proud of you on this your special day. Your future is very bright indeed, of that I have no doubt. You only have to look at the successes of the 24,000 fellow alumni to see the lifetime value and impact of your qualification. So today we celebrate the success of you, our 2016 graduates. Everyone at Leeds Trinity appreciates that life is far from easy for students. Learning is a personal challenge. All of you will have faced your own personal challenges, and all of you have overcome them. Your family and friends will have supported you. Many of you will have had to work to pay your way as you studied, and many of you were working whilst studying. And all of you have made sacrifices to ensure your future success. Please remember this moment and this day. Remember the people around you who've been on the journey with you, and the many others who've supported you and contributed to your achievement. Enjoy the day. Enjoy the evening. Everyone here at Leeds Trinity is immensely proud of you and of your success. Look to the future with optimism and take your talents out into the world. In your hands, the future of our next generation is bright indeed. You are all exceptional people. Very well done. Congratulations and good luck. Thank you.
We now move to the conferment of the awards for our graduates. I invite Ms. Catherine Gerard to present awards from the Institute of Childhood and Education, PGCE Primary Education.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, I am pleased to present the following. For the award of Professional Graduate Certificate in Primary Education 3 to 7, I present Anise Avey. Shamika Benjamin Webster. Timothy Holton. Amy Horrell. Rebecca Lynch. Sarah McCall. Wendy Rickaby. Mohammed Adil Sadiq. Naomi Simpson. Nicola Wilson. For the award of Professional Graduate Certificate in Primary Education 5 to 11, I present Alexine Ainsworth. Elizabeth Armstrong. Joel Beaumont. Olivia Breen. Hannah Briggs. Christy Broderick. Kirsty Bryden. Alexandra Kane. Rasheen Casey. Chantel Clark. Lee Clayton. Francesca Collier. Chloe Cotton. Lucy Coop. Leslie Ann Cully. Lauren Dalgleish Smith. Samantha Day. Emma Dobson. Samantha Dobson. Bethany Drake. Francesca Fox. Laura Godfellow. Rachel Harker. Emily Kate Hobson. Lee Hoff. Laura Jackson. Natasha Karajic. Ashley Kearsley. Amanda Lassou. Emily Law. Kerry Laycock. Lindsay Lindley. Marianne Maguire. Joel Pearson. Sophie Pearson. Amy Potter. Lauren Rigby. Abigail Sharman. Laura Shepherd. Charlotte Stewart. Joe Sykes. Abigail Taylor. Sophie Wallace. Victoria Ward. Jessica Whitton. Elizabeth Mary Wilson. Catherine Woolven. The following graduate is also the recipient of the Primary PGCE Education Award, Prize Award for Provider-Led, Olivia Bennett. The following graduate is also the recipient of the PGCE Primary Education School Direct Prize, Victoria Hoskin. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the presentation of awards from the Institute of Childhood and Education, PGCE Primary Education.
Michelle Oldfield to present awards also from the Institute of Childhood and Education for the PGCE Leeds Skit.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, I am pleased to present the following. For the award of Professional Graduate Certificate in Secondary Education, Art and Design, I present Gillian Griffiths. Naomi Onitiri. Catherine Stevens. For the award of Professional Graduate Certificate in Secondary Education, Computer Studies with ICT, I present Christina Yellick. For the award of Professional Graduate Certificate in Secondary Education, Design and Technology, I present Vicky Edwards. Jade O'Donovan. The following graduate is also the recipient of the Tim Barker Prize, Bethan Lord. For the award of Professional Graduate Certificate in Secondary Education Drama, I present Jessica Holmes. For the award of Professional Graduate Certificate in Secondary Education Geography, I present Rebecca Lucy Firth. Laura Mitchell. For the award of Professional Graduate Certificate in Secondary Education History, I present Kaljit Bahia. James Bellamy. Anna Carolan. Matthew Sanderson. For the award of Professional Graduate Certificate in Secondary Education Mathematics, I present Thomas Alcock. Toll Dickinson. Hannah Gulty. For the award of Professional Graduate Certificate in Secondary Education Music, I present Robin Glaw. Anthony Ord. Luke Robinson. Rebecca Senior. Jessica Ward. For the award of Professional Graduate Certificate in Secondary Education, Science with Biology, I present Natasha Lacey. Harry Lee. For the award of Professional Graduate Certificate in Secondary Education, Science with Chemistry, I present Shariza Ganian. Phoebe Cull. Liam Sharp. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the presentation of awards from the Institute of Childhood and Education, PGCE, Leeds Skit.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, I'm pleased to present the following awards for PGCE Northern Lights Skit. For the award of Professional Graduate Certificate in Secondary Education English, I present Jordan Brough. For the award of Professional Graduate Certificate in Secondary Education History, I present Graham Jenkins. Emily Wilson. For the award of Professional Graduate Certificate in Secondary Education Mathematics, I present Sahib Liaquat. Nadia Mahmood. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the presentation of awards from the Institute of Childhood and Education, PGCE Northern Lights Skit.
I now invite Dr. Amanda Fulford to present awards for professional practice and the MA education.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, I'm pleased to present the following. For the award of Bachelor of Arts in Professional Practice Early Childhood Studies, I present Claire Lucy. Emma Radley. The following graduate is also the recipient of the Programme Prize, Robin Young. For the award of Bachelor of Arts in Professional Practice Education, I present Charlotte Furness. Simon Goodison. Claire Graham. Helen Jessup. Laura Ledsford. Jade Milne. The following graduate is also the recipient of the Programme Prize, Benjamin Bradshaw. The following graduate is also the recipient of the Programme Prize, Lisa Cox. For the award of Bachelor of Arts in Professional Practice, supporting young people, children and families, I present Nazish Amin. Kylie Child. Caroline Hill. Naila Iqbal. Samantha Knowles. Emma Prest. Deborah Reed. Joanne Silver. Amanda Simpson. Kirsty Thorpe. The following graduate is also the recipient of the Programme Prize, Jane Ackroyd. Emma Beaumont. For the award of Master of Arts in Education, I present Kate Louise Austin. Marie Buxton. Kaylee Cuddy. Jane Grace. The following graduate is also the recipient of the Programme Prize, Tony Caffrey. Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, for the award of PGCE Primary Education 5 to 11, I present Hazima Bibi. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the presentation of awards from the Institute of Childhood and Education, Professional Practice and MA in Education. Chancellor. Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, I am now pleased to present the following graduate who is the recipient of the Institute of Childhood and Education Prize, Marie Buxton. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the presentation of awards and prizes from the Institute of Childhood and Education.
I now invite the Chancellor, Mrs. Gabby Logan, to give her address.
Thank you. Professor Margaret House, the governors, and of course all the incredible academic staff who sit behind me. You, the amazing support staff for our graduates, the parents, cousins, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, husbands, wives, girlfriends, and any other relative that's out there who's given something, and you will have given something, more than something, to our graduates here. Thank you so much, and thank you for being here to share in what was a really joyous celebration I felt this evening. You've had to wait around all day for this moment, but you had a lot of energy out there, which I certainly took a lot from, and big smiles as well. So thank you so much for giving so much back to us up here. Also, with you being ever so slightly older, some of you, not looking at anybody in particular, but with you being ever so slightly older than the previous graduation ceremony, the heels were a bit lower. And I feel that's always a sensible option as well as you head up here. Thank you so much, as I say, to being here, to graduating from this incredible university and going forwards with your skills into education. Yesterday was my 15th wedding anniversary. I should say our, shouldn't I? It is a team thing. And the reason I mention that is because at our wedding 15 years ago, I invited 3 of my teachers from my secondary school, Cardinal Heenan, which is just down the road in Meanwood. And for me, that kind of sums up what I think of teachers. I wasn't putting them through a painful experience. It was supposed to be a positive experience for them to come to my wedding. But I wanted to show them just how much I appreciated their support and guidance, because I was, like a lot of people at this university, a pioneer, a first-time further education person, a first-time university attendant. I hadn't got any other role models in the family who'd been to university. And those teachers gave me the belief that I could go on and do something special, that I could push my academic career beyond A-levels. And they gave me the belief that I could achieve whatever I wanted to, whatever my goals were. If I set them, I could reach for them, and that I could push myself academically. And without them, I've got no doubt I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today, because at that very, very pivotal moment in my life, and it can be different for every child, as I'm sure you all know, but for me it was around the age of 13, 14, that I was given that kind of that handout, that welcome into another world, which was just learning to study properly and learning to get the most out of myself. So I know that you are all going to go on and you're going to influence people's lives, young people's lives, in a way that you probably never could have dreamed of. And if you can just touch somebody in the way that I was touched by my teachers, then I'm sure that you'll do an incredible, incredible job. And they'll be all different ages, and it'll be at different stages of their life where they start to believe in themselves. Certainly, I'm hoping that my 2 10-year-old twins might get that moment anytime soon, because it's not looking great at the moment. So I'm hoping that one of you might cross their path at some point and persuade them that they could do a bit more homework. So thank you for going into a profession that needs you, because this, I think, 2016 has shown us that we live in very turbulent times, and you are the next generation of teachers. They are the next generation of people who are going to change all our lives, and they have to believe in themselves, and you can instill that belief from what you've learned from this great institution. But the other thing I want to talk to you about is, and something that you will all have to work in teams, because in the job that I do mainly, which is cover sport, I obviously recognise great teams, and I see where team spirit works. This year in the Premier League, a team that a year ago, if any of us in here had said that we thought we're going to win the Premier League, we'd have been taken off to an institution. Nobody predicted that Leicester would win the Premier League. And they did that through incredible teamwork. They were not about one superstar. They were about, it turned out they had a superstar striker, but nobody predicted what they went on to achieve. And just recently I was at the Euros and I was covering England. No, I'm not going to use them as a good example of teamwork. But I did cover the match against Iceland, and I saw close up a team that was so much greater than the sum of its parts, a team that all knew the job they had to do. Every single one of those players knew if they did the job that they were asked to do and executed the plan that their coaches had asked them to, they had a chance. And they had incredible team spirit, incredible belief. And it was a joy to see that up close and to see those players coming into the tunnel at the end of that game when they'd executed that plan properly. Because planning is something, as teachers, I know that you have to do. You have to set out a plan, you have to execute it well, and then you have to hope that the students deliver the work. And without that, none of those teams I've just mentioned would ever have achieved what they did. And as a Welsh person, I think we did okay as well, boyo. So another team that was greater in many ways than some of its parts, and also had a player who, as a world leader, Gareth Bale, was prepared to take a back role and make himself, or step back a little bit, and make himself not the star of the team, become part of a team. Now, those sports are obvious because they involve 11 players in terms of football, 15 with rugby, and it's obvious that they are team games. But what I also love seeing in my job is individuals who work with teams. Andy Murray won Wimbledon just over a week ago, but with 9 or 10 people around him that he calls his team. There's no such thing as an individual sport or an individual achievement in individual sport. But just recently, I was really lucky to spend a day with Tom Daly filming for a programme which will be on in the next couple of weeks. And Tom is an incredible person. I've got a lot of time for him, and he's been through a real roller coaster in the last few years in his life. And 2 years ago, he decided that he was going to knuckle down and he's going to go for gold in Rio. And at that point, he was taking part in a really terrible TV show called Splash. Did anybody see it? I'm not sure. It wasn't actually. It was very good fun, and he was brilliant at it. But his life could have gone in a completely different direction. He could have ended up being a telly personality and having a nice time too with his Olympic bronze medal from London. But he decided that he could go one step further. And so he moved his training base to London. He trains at the Olympic pool where he won his bronze medal. He has changed his coaching setup. He's changed the team around him. And to see him working in an individual sport, but with this very extensive team and the amount of work he's putting in, it really gave me sharp focus as to what it does take to achieve as an individual in that environment. And team is so important, and we should never forget that we can't achieve anything great on our own. We have to work with people around us and keep those people and their ideas fresh and close and make them feel that they are as important as any one person. In Tom's case, it's the person that goes up to the top of the 10-meter board, but he knows the person that conditions him, the person that he does his ballet with, the person that he does his gym work with is just as important as him when he's at the top of the board. And if you want a bet, a sporting bet, and I didn't deliver the bet that Leicester were going to win the Premier League last year, so if you want to put a nice little outside bet on, I'm going for Tom for gold for Rio in a few weeks' time. I think we'll win a few others as well, but he looks very, very good indeed. But I also, while I was making this programme, went along to British rowing and saw their incredible, and they've got an incredible heritage of gold medal winners in that team. And, you know, whether they're in a single boat, whether they're in a double boat, whether they're in a 4 or an 8, again, the whole ethos, the pulling together is about being in a team. And I don't think, whatever we do in life, however individual our role looks, we do need other people and we do need to recognise their skills around us. And I know that when you go to wherever you're going next in your careers, you will have a team around you and you will all work together to get the best out of the children and the people that you work with. I think, I don't know about you, but I still get shocked when I see my kids' teachers in the supermarket. It's like when you're a child and you see them outside the classroom, you know, and they're just picking tomatoes up. So you will get used to people giving you strange looks when you're in public. My kids think it's hilarious when they see their teachers out of school. But I know now as a parent of kids, and I see their teachers up close at parents' evening, or I go into school for a meeting, and I see how much hard work they put in behind the scenes and behind the curtains, if you like, that lesson that you deliver and that work that you deliver for those children is because of hours and hours of hard work that went on beforehand. And just recently I went to my daughter's school to do a speech in assembly, and I was early, so they invited me into the staff room. Which was a bit weird. I sat there at the start, it was about 8 o'clock in the morning, and I sat there as they all came in and started pouring their coffees and started gossiping about things and chatting like normal people, which was a bit weird. And then they started putting their makeup on and things. It was all and they were doing it in front of me. I felt like things I shouldn't have been seeing in there. And then they go out, of course, and just deliver these brilliant lessons to those very lucky girls. In her case, it's a girls' school. And again, it made me thankful that I had great teachers who put so much time, effort, and energy into me, and when I was at school gave me huge belief that I could achieve things. So looking at all of you and standing here tonight and shaking your hands and looking in the eye, I know that you are all going to go on and inspire a generation. And I only wish I could go back to school again and be taught by some of you, because you all look lovely. And have a great night, have a great summer, and thank you so much for being here at Trinity and taking the Trinity word forwards. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, Chancellor, for an inspirational speech. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the point in the ceremony when we have the vote of thanks that is prepared by a student of the graduating cohort. That vote of thanks is being prepared by Amy Potter. Unfortunately, Amy's feeling a little bit unwell, so her mother, Catherine Potter, is going to do the speech for her.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, respected lecturers, fellow graduates, family and friends, good evening. Well, it doesn't sound quite right from the start, does it? I was actually thinking maybe I'd be a little bit more fortunate if it was Hogwarts and I could cast a spell over you all and I'd be suddenly a bit taller with dark hair and much younger. These are Amy's words, so if it seems a little bit out of context, please bear with me. All right. It is a great honour to deliver this vote of thanks, and I would like to thank the Institution of Childhood Education for this opportunity. I was a little apprehensive to speak in front of you all today, so suddenly I became ill, but I thought that it couldn't be worse than leading my first assembly next year in front of a group of heckling primary school children. We all know that the little darlings can be a bit of a handful at times, and I would like to share with you the memory of an episode with a particularly angelic 5-year-old. During my placement, I had this little boy in my Year 1 class, and he suffered with complex behavioural issues, which involved snapping rulers, throwing chairs, and knocking over tables. Yes, he was only 5 years old, but he was much stronger than he looked. One Tuesday morning, he arrived at school particularly disgruntled and sleep-deprived. The same Tuesday morning, may I add, that I had my observation. I prayed during the first lesson that he would settle down, and by break time, it appeared that I had dodged a bullet, and I breathed a huge sigh of relief as I set out for my own observed lesson. Well, all I can say is that I was wrong. He tore into my classroom like a whirlwind, reminding me of the Tasmanian devil. Inwardly, I sighed. Really? Today? Trying to manage the havoc that he left in his wake, whilst calming him down, meant that I was unable to deliver the plenary which I knew all the children would have loved. The same one that I'd still been resourcing well past midnight the night before. Been there, done that, all of you, I guess. When lunchtime arrived, I remember almost running out of school and feeling like never returning. Instead, I rang my mum. So just add in superhero here. And spent the next half hour explaining to her how I'd failed the observation. As always, she tried to convince me that it was probably not as bad as I thought. Ironically, when I did return after lunch, the young boy in question had transformed miraculously into a little angel. They have impeccable timing, don't they? As an aside, I actually didn't fail the observation. I did okay. Mums are always right. But that isn't the point. The point is that we all have hundreds of these stories to tell. Mine is probably quite tame in comparison to some of the ones that you could all share. But we've all learnt to cope. So that hasn't stopped us getting up each morning, putting a smile onto our faces to welcome the delightful little terrors into our classrooms each and every day. When I started this course, I was aware of the great responsibility of delivering high-quality teaching. I was ready to work hard. Although even then, I didn't quite appreciate just how hard this would actually be. And I was even mentally prepared for the early mornings and the late nights. What I didn't anticipate was at the ripe age of 21, looking good for my age, becoming an adopted mum to 30, a counsellor, a first aider, a computer whiz, a bouncer in the playground, a data analyst, and a medical marvel, qualifying for a new record in my own bladder control. I have often thought that this job is the best preparation for motherhood, or perhaps the best form of contraception you could find. I guess it depends how things are going on that day. However, without a doubt, none of us could have got through this year or even contemplated the teaching profession if we didn't love it, and nearly every role that comes with it. Well, we certainly don't do it for the money, or for the 12 weeks holiday that everyone is so convinced that we get to relax and unwind in. A couple of weeks ago, ironically, I moved house, and during the process, I uncovered my notes and lesson plan from my PGCE interview. Flicking through them, I remembered with a smile the panic I had felt when ordered with the task of planning and differentiating a 15-minute lesson for 6 children. Back then, it had seemed a near impossible task, but now it's something that each and every one of us does daily without blinking an eye. You have a maths genius in your class? No worries. Set them a real-life challenge to ensure mastery. A deaf pupil? No problem. Give them visual stimuli and make sure they're facing the board and can always see your lips. An EAL child? Not an issue. Allow time for pre-teaching. And so I could go on. It all seems so straightforward, doesn't it? Well, in reality, we know it's not, but it's definitely a lot less daunting than it was 12 months ago. It was at this point that I realised just how far we've come in such a short time. For that, we have so many people to thank. Of course, Catherine and Alison for leading and organising such a smoothly run course. All our own personal tutors and link tutors. I know that personally, I couldn't have got through this year without Simon's support, and I know that everyone feels as grateful towards their own tutors. Sarah Sellers and the admin placement team for constantly keeping us all organised, and to every single lecturer, class teacher, mentor, school direct cluster team member. We have all learned so much from your expertise and carefully planned teaching sessions. I also like to thank Leeds Trinity University for providing such a welcoming, supportive and personalised learning environment. It's really a place where you're made to feel part of the Leeds Trinity family. And of course, a massive thank you to every poor soul, family and friends who've had the pleasure of our company over this year. Yes, you may have had your head bitten off a fair few times, but your efforts were greatly appreciated. I remember the lecturers telling us two things on our first day. One, that this year would fly by, and my goodness it has. And secondly, that we would all face different challenges at different points in our journey, but that in times of need, we would be there for each other. Remember that Otley Shevin? I don't. It's an experience that we all so fondly share, and to me, it represents this year perfectly. Yes, it's been a hard, long, and tiring slog that never felt like it was going to end. But we made it together, and look how far we've come as a team. I want to thank each and every one of you. I'm so glad that we got to embark on this journey and reach the summit together. Before I finish, I have two quotes that I'd like to share with you. The first quote is from a children's book, as that seemed appropriate, and the second is a piece of advice that I've always tried to follow in my adult life so far. I'd like to take credit for the second thing. Listen carefully. So from the beloved and highly esteemed Winnie the Pooh, the quote goes, "Promise me you'll remember you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think." And finally, my piece of life advice, in victory you deserve wine, in defeat you need it. Keep a bottle close by always. So on that note, cheers, congratulations, and good luck. Here's to the class of 2016. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Amy and Catherine, for a great mother-daughter team effort, a great speech, entertainingly delivered. I now invite Mr. Ian Burrell, the Chair of the Board of Governors, to say a few closing remarks.
High Sheriff of West Yorkshire, Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, members of the academic procession, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Board of Governors of Leeds Trinity University, it gives me great pleasure to congratulate you, our newest graduates. We hope that you are proud of your achievement. You have worked very hard for this day, and we rightly praise you for your commitment and application. Today's graduation ceremony is an occasion that you and your family and friends will never forget, and rightly so. Your degree represents a significant step forward in your life. It will create opportunities and pathways that may not otherwise have been available to you. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Amy's mum, Mrs. Potter, for an excellent and very amusing vote of thanks on behalf of the graduates, and also to Amy for writing such amusing content. It was very pleasing to hear her reflection of the personalised education that she received here at Leeds Trinity. Personalised education has been at the heart of our ethos for 50 years, and I hope that Amy's experience is one shared by all graduates with us here today. You all took a very important step in planning your education and laying the foundations for your career by choosing to study at Leeds Trinity University. By graduating today, you have built on this foundation and therefore created more career opportunities for your working life. It is now again up to you to take the next step in your career with the same resolve and determination. With that positive thought, and on behalf of everyone associated with the university, I wish you every success and happiness in the future. You have earned it and you deserve it. We hope that you have all enjoyed your special day and that the memories of your time at Leeds Trinity University will inspire you to even greater achievement. It is now my pleasure to invite you and your guests to join us where we will continue the celebrations with a reception. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the ceremony. Please stand for the academic procession.